Hi, this is Chris Young of AT Makers. Today we're going to show you how to assemble the TRRS Trinkey keyboard and mouse emulation project. We've got all the parts laid out on the table here. We've got the 3D printed case with two different versions of the lid. I'll show you what those are for. We have a 1/4-20 nut that we can use for mounting the device. We have the TRRS Trinkey board, and we have an OLED display board and a STEM-QT connector. So let's show you how all this goes together. First thing we're going to do is connect the two boards together using a STEM-QT cable. It goes in the little right receptacle on the top of the Trinkey board. Well, we've got one that's a little bit longer than we needed, but you can use any size. Now we will connect the other end to the display board. Technically, you can use either of the two connectors. We're going to use the one on the right shown here, because that's sort of the way we've designed the case. Just plug it in. Okay, you can write the other side. Next thing we're going to do is put this 1/4-20 nut in the back half of the case. And we'll glue that in a minute. We're just going to sit there for now. Now there are two different versions of the lid. One uses a pair of M2.5 screws, and the other one you can glue it together. If you don't have M2.5 screws, we'll show you how to glue it together. But we're going to do the screw version first. So here we've got a pair of nuts and a short pair of M2.5 screws, and we're going to put the case together. So you just snap the display into the lid. Make sure you got it turned around the right way. Two of the corners have little plastic 3D printed pins that align the board, and then the other two corners you put screws in them to hold it firmly in place. And this allows you to take it apart later if for some reason you need to. Put the screws in from the front side, and then we'll turn it over and put the nuts in the other side. The little tiny nuts, the tiny nuts are a little bit difficult to get into place, but if you fiddle with them, you can get them. And we're just going to hand tighten these. But if you want to grab them with a pair of pliers on one side, a screwdriver on the other side, you can tighten it down. Don't tighten it so bad that you crack the board or anything. But just tighten it down to hold it in place. Make sure that the alignment pin is in the right position before you tighten everything down. And then we'll put in the other screw and the other nut. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to show you what to do if you don't have the screws. We have a different version. We have a different version of the 3D printed lid. It has 4 pins and no screw holes. Now we've got our hot glue gun ready, and we're just going to tack that 1/4-20 nut into the back of the case with some globs of hot glue. Make sure you don't get any down in the threads. Just get it so it doesn't fall out or rattle around while you're using it. Now we're going to insert the display into the lid. This is the version that has the 4 plastic pins instead of the screw holes. Just snap it in place. Make sure you get it turned around the right way. Now we're going to put a glob of hot glue on all 4 of the pins. Hold the board firmly down. Just put a big old glob of glue on it. Now you can use any kind of glue. Hot glue is nice because if you did ever need to take this thing apart, you can probably pick the glue off of there and get it clean off. Or you can use CA glue or E6000 glue or whatever you want to use. Get rid of all your threads. And now we're going to snap everything together. Whether you glued it in or screwed it together. Now the case itself is snap fit. We don't use any screws or any glue on a case. Now the Trinkey board fits in a little receptacle with the USB-A hanging out one side and the TRRS jack lining up with the home on the other side. And you just snap it together. Now the tricky part is getting all the wires jammed down in there so they don't get pinched. And like I said earlier, the cable I used was a little bit longer than what we needed. You probably use a shorter cable than the one I used. Here we're using a little screwdriver to try to jam the wires into place.
A few moments later.
And success at last. All snapped together nice and tight. There's a little latch at the top of the bottom that snap into place. Next we're going to connect our AT switches to the TRRS jack. We have a set of 3 switches already wired into a TRRS jack, but you might have to use an adapter or a splitter to split out the TRRS into individual AT switches. And we'll show you how to do that in the tutorial. But here we have it plugged in, and now we're going to connect the USB-A and upload the software. Now we'll test out the buttons to see that they work. Push that button, the cursor goes left, that one goes right. You can see the cursor moving. Now to check that the up and down function works, I'll push 2 buttons together, the 2 right side buttons, make the cursor go down, and the 2 left side buttons, make the cursor go up. So everything works. Many thanks to my sister, Carol Young, for assisting me in this demo, and thanks to Adafruit Industries for the continuing support of assistive technology, especially the design of the TRRS Trinkey board.